this up on the YouTube. I forgot. Just one brief moment. I'm Judge Person. I'm required to air the proceeding on YouTube, and I forgot to turn that on. So I'm just getting that feature turned on, and then I'll be right with you. Okay. So good morning. I'm Judge Person. This is the Temple Municipal Court. And if you would, I think you've taken it off of mute, so that's very good. I'm looking for Mr. Jimenez. Are you Jericho Jimenez?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me see if it's my volume first. Yeah, I think my volume's down too low. Let's try that again. Are you Mr. Jimenez?
Yes, ma'am.
Morning, Mr. Jimenez.
Good morning.
How are you today, sir?
I'm good. How about you?
Thank you for asking. I'm fine. Are you dad or mom or?
I'm stepmom Victoria Rodriguez.
Perfect. Okay. Well, he doesn't need to have an adult, but it's always good to have an adult.
Okay.
Legally, Mr. Jimenez, you're actually an adult for purposes of Texas criminal law, and therefore a parent is not required. But I always prefer, and you're welcome, ma'am, to have a parent present so that everybody gets on the same page in case there's a commitment there for family to help. Okay.
Okay.
Because he's still your responsibility, even though
Yes.
he's an adult. We're in that bridge time. So
Okay.
the charge is a speeding charge, Mr. Jimenez, and I want to walk you through a process, okay? So under Texas law, when you get a ticket like this, it's an accusation, and you're being accused of speeding. And I believe I'm just looking at it for a quick moment. The date is for November 23rd. And if you just paid the ticket, it would go on your record, and it has a fine and cost of $254. I believe you're still in school, and as a school student, you would have the right to look at the option of teen court. And so I will talk to you about that in a moment. Before we get to that conversation, though, I want to let you know that you have options. And first, we want to talk about the pleading options. So when you're given a ticket, you really want to view that ticket as that citation as an accusation. That's what a ticket is, or a citation is. And when you give a plea, when you give that answer, you're giving your response to that accusation with that plea. And are you with me so far? Because
Yes,
I can't tell that you've ever been in a court, and I assume that you have not. So, and I will direct most of my comments to Mr. Jimenez, but and so the plea would be his plea and not your plea, ma'am. But I understand you're involved. And that's, again, like I said, I always welcome that. There are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. If you plead guilty, you're actually saying, I did this, okay? No contest is a neutral plea. You're not saying I did it. You're not saying I didn't do it. You're just saying, judge, move forward with my case. I'm not going to admit or deny it, okay? And then if you plead guilty, of course, I'm sorry, if you plead not guilty, you're requesting to halt this proceeding and move in a different direction, which is trial. So if you plead guilty or no contest, we move forward with sentencing options. Teen court is one of those options. If we move with not guilty, then we're moving toward a pretrial. There is one online, there's one then live. And ultimately, if the case is not resolved, we move toward trial. Okay, so not guilty is to head to trial in the shortened version. And guilty or no contest is to move forward with alternative options. Does that make sense to you? Do you understand those options?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
pleading options?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. To the charge of speeding, how are you pleading?
Guilty.
Okay. So what I want to tell you is teen court is my first go-to option with a speeding charge. I believe you're in school still. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you go to school?
Temple High School.
What year are you there? What grade?
11th.
Okay. And I understand from staff that you also work. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you working?
I'm not working currently, but I used to work at Bush's. The Bush's on 31st Street.
Okay. Just not getting hours right now, or you left that job?
Oh yeah, I lost it. I don't work
Okay.
there.
Anyway, well, with teen court, it doesn't really matter. I'm just thinking about what you can and can't get done if you've got a busy schedule. With teen court, there's a $20 one-time fee. And then I usually order you to take a class. It's going to be a 6-hour class. I have a preference for a live class. I'll provide that information, but I will take any driver safety course class. And under Texas law, I'll allow for any of those. We have a couple that we'll just kind of put in your information packet, and you can choose the one that you think will best work with your schedule, family schedule too. It's just going to move a little bit faster than the regular driver safety course option, and it's less expensive because my focus is really right now on your safety. So, Mr. Jimenez, one thing I want to let you know is that right now you have moved into the leading bracket for death and dismemberment on the roadways of Texas. Texas is the #1 state in America to be under the age of 25 and die. We kill more young people in this state than any other state. And I think your parents will agree with me when I say safety for you is the most important thing at this moment, okay? So I don't want to wait 90 days in a regular driver safety course class option because actually those classes do work. I want it in 30 days, okay? And there's a $20 fee, and then you have to go pay for that class and get your certificate in quick, because the quicker, the better because of the risk. Do you follow me?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you committed to this option?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mom, what do you think?
Yes, I agree. So I'm just trying to understand. So I know you did say it's a $20 fee. You want to have it in 30 days. So
I
is
want
it
to have the class in 30 days. I want to try to get the fee today. We haven't got
okay?
it.
Okay, so is it two different things? You said a 6-hour class, and then you talked about a safety course class. Is that the same?
One thing, one
Okay,
class.
okay,
Piling it on doesn't make the point better.
right.
Getting good information makes the point. So
Okay,
these are proven classes. Now, the reason I prefer the live class is
okay,
the one I'm going to give y'all access to look at is definitely geared toward younger people. And by younger, we're talking 25 and under. You're not really that young, but 25 and under is the group, because really science-wise, we know 25 and under groups, male and female, make the same sort of errors in thinking. The
correct.
decision-making process is somewhat similar. 25 is the magic number because that's when our frontal lobe connects, right? Fully. That's just a slow process. So we're deemed an adult before we really can think all the way through decisions. It's just where we've drawn that line as a culture. And
Okay.
it's why we have different results with 25s and up. For some young people, that's at 23. For some, it's at 26. You know, it's not just automatic, like the day you turn 25, everything's clear. But
Right.
over time, and if you look back on your history as a young person, we as older people look back and go, yeah, there was something to that, because, yeah. So really the reason I have a preference for we're going to give you a packet when you come up to get your information. And the
Okay.
reason I highlight that one, not everybody's comfortable going to I don't know if you're going to school or if you're schooling online. Which is it, Mr. Jimenez?
Going to school.
Okay, so a live class, you'll get it done in like 1 or 2 days. It'll be quick, okay? And you're not logging in and out. I have a preference for that. I'm selling it a little, not because I like the provider, but because I know that the way they're approaching it is a little more geared towards our young people. But that calendar doesn't always work for everybody. So you have the option to just take a driver safety course that's approved for ticket dismissal, because this one is also approved for that as well. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the next step is, can y'all get over here today, preferably before lunch, pay the $20 fee, sign your paperwork, and pick up your packet of information.
Am I able to do that, or does he also have to be present for
Yeah,
signing?
he's got it both. I need him here because you can't legally sign his paperwork for him.
Okay. Yes, we can do that.
Okay. The staff will have everything ready. We
Okay.
do a mask-in process like you would at, say, Scott and White.
Okay.
And we're just looking for signatures. You'll read through the document. It's one page plus the signature page. And then the next thing you'll have is just the reference to the class I'm talking about. Any online class approved for ticket dismissal would be acceptable. That's just one idea, okay? And that'll be at the front desk. I'm gonna sign
That
it
is-
now.
That is the same building where you pay the water bill, correct?
It is, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
And then what happens at that point is you have everything, Mr. Jimenez, that you need to successfully complete this. And basically, you get it done. If you got it done over the weekend and got it turned in next week, I would just sign that dismissal. Our deadline is February 16th. You don't have to wait till then. In fact, I would encourage you not to. Don't put it off to the last minute. You might come up short, okay? And you'll come to the front and sign everything. If you've got questions, they should answer basic questions. If it's in-depth question and they're not able to answer, you can always email in or set another setting like this to talk to me about it, okay? All right, should be pretty simple. Again, the purpose isn't to overwhelm you and make it hard and have a gotcha. The purpose is to get you back to safely driving so that you're safe. And when you encounter me, mom, anybody else on the roadway, we're all safe. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any further questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then that's really going to conclude it. I'm going to go ahead and remove y'all from the meeting because now y'all can head on over. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You shouldn't be here more than 10 or 15 minutes, but you pull up in the front, which is on 3rd Street, and there's a note on the door, the number to call, and they'll be waiting to hear from you.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you.
And that concludes court today. We did not have a big docket. Thursday will be a very big docket.
And tomorrow will be, we have like 4 for 1 o'clock and then 8 for 2 and 3 o'clock.
Okay, so tomorrow's pretrial docket is heavy.
We're not gonna get away with all that.